We're live, gentlemen. What's up, Antoine? Stop your typing. Hey,
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Shubs, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yesterday we saw each other at the Bitcoin meetup.
Yeah,
That was uh, that was quite fun. It feels like the early days of Bitcoin again, doesn't it?
right. Absolutely. Yeah. And in spite of the cool, all the hardcore people came out and had a good time chatting and good community.
So Shubs, you're a trader, right? You've been doing. Yesterday, you were telling me you've been doing the whole trading thing for a long time. Just like generally speaking, stocks
Yeah,
and
I
all that.
just follow technicals. I automate some of the strategies and I just love doing that. It's something that I'm very keen on, and I have all these automated alerts set up. So yesterday we were discussing that I had a buy which just clicked, and I was not even aware that my buy was already in place. And these are long term holdings, so I don't even look at those long term ones. So yesterday when Bitcoin dipped under, it just got me a buy order in place.
And you're one of the early Bitcoin people, right, in Toronto? I mean, how early did we meet? Was it back in Bitcoin Decentral?
No, I wasn't that decentral, but I think I was pretty late to the Bitcoin game actually. I'm more of the techie guy, on the team. So I I wasn't
When when
really
did when
doing
when did you get into Bitcoin?
like just investing. I think probably got first time in back in 2017. I think that's when the whole Toronto cycle kicked off. We had all these startups going live in Toronto, and that's who was the couple of big names. They floated a lot of ICO coins, and that was back in 2017. That was the whole boom.
2017. Okay, I thought you got in sooner. So anyway, so Shubs, what's the you said you had a topic you wanted to chat about today, right? In terms of like Bitcoin, there's like the sentiment is
Yeah,
obviously not the greatest.
yeah.
What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, so basically, the Bitcoin Twitter is going, wild with, bulls and bears fighting it out. Uh, Bulls think that the bottom is already in, and then bears are thinking that no way, we are going to see a 40K bottom on Bitcoin. And already, and we discussed this earlier, the crypto fear and greed index has touched like one of the lowest numbers in the past few years, right? It's at uh, it's almost close to like the most negative, right? It's 8 or something.
Yeah, it's 8, but how do they even measure that?
I think it's a mix of sentiment, the technicals, and everything together. I think they have a breakdown. I haven't looked at it too closely, but it's just looking at consistent data. Saying if this data is consistent over the past 5 years, and the same thing happens in the normal stock market world. They have the CNN Fear and Greed Index that's based on like 5 different parameters. One of them is technicals, like how many stocks are above their 200-day moving average. So I'm sure they do some similar calculation for crypto, like how many of the coins and crypto are above some specific moving average, right? So that's one parameter, and there's a bunch of like 4 5 parameters. The other is just the market sentiment, measured in the bull bear ratio and these things. Yeah, coming back to crypto, I think that number is severely distorted to the negative side. And usually, I mean, when everyone gets overloaded on one side, there's always a kind of a counter trend rally, right? So even though if the bottom is not in or not, I mean, who knows? But right now, we are definitely seeing a relief bounce happen.
So from your like trader lens, what are you seeing in terms of, you guys look more at like charts and patterns and things like that, right? So does it feel like it's a bottom? Does it feel like we got a long way to go? I mean, or is it just too hard to predict?
It's always hard to get the exact bottom in. Like yesterday, we were talking to Richard. He said like it took about 15 minutes. If you are not live for that 15 minutes, you missed out on the bottom. So it's super hard to time the market right to the penny. But generally, looking at larger technicals, you can actually make some uh, judgments in terms of where it's heading. Right. So right now, it looks like we are in a tradable rally upwards. So any dips now are buyable according to me.
Do you look at the 200-day moving average? Is that like a thing that, I don't know,
That's a
sways here,
very important indicator, absolutely. And
right?
Bitcoin just basically touched its, and it's severely oversold on the RSI as well as touching the the 200-day moving average. So that's on a weekly basis, right? So amazingly good indicator. And for me, I mean, that's something where I'm willing to put money on. That okay, fine.
Okay, do you want to explain what those two things mean?
RSI is just it's a mechanical computation in terms of how much green versus red candles have happened over the past few cycles. So usually it computes over 14 days. Um, and the 200-day moving average is a running average which measures the summation of 200 prices over a weekly period. And right now, Bitcoin essentially just kind of almost like fractionally kissed the moving average, very, very close to it. It missed it by a few $100. So I think that became that huge $10,000 bounce we got from 60K all the way to like 70K, right? Essentially, it triggers a lot of mechanical buying. Like a lot of people are watching these much longer term moving averages because that brings in not the short term traders, but people who are looking long term at the market. So they essentially want to get in at cheaper prices. So usually they say that buy when there's blood on the street. And this is one of those examples. Like you're at a very close support level, the 200-day moving average, plus you have these essential fear and greed indicator pointing to a lot of bloodshed, with all the capitulation and the liquidation which happened over the last few days with Bitcoin dropping it. So I think it's definitely distorted to one side, and I'm looking for that counter trend rally to continue.
Do you think that the 4-year cycle is behind us, or do you think it's still a thing? Or I mean, or because a lot of people are saying that maybe I don't know, we don't have that thing happen again. Where every 4 years you see this big crash.
That's so hard to say, but I think usually it's the mentality and greed and fear which is inbuilt into human psychology. So whether it's specifically the 4-year cycle or the fact that markets always move in cycles, whether it's 4 years or not. So you always see that revert to mean in terms of bears and bulls fighting it out. So at some moment, like, bulls are winning big time. At some point, bears do take over and get their share. So I think it doesn't matter if it's a 4-year cycle or not, but you will always see that ups and downs. So look at those downs as buying opportunities. Look at ups to kind of get out, make some money on the way up, right? You don't want to sell when you are forced to sell. You want to sell when you are able to sell.
That say that again. That sounds like wise words of wisdom.
I mean, it's so easy that on the way down, like to get sucked in saying, "Hey, I could have sold a top," but you could essentially, instead of, people have this idea called dollar cost averaging in. So that's when you are investing a little on the way down, so that you never know when to time the exact bottom. But the fact of dollar cost averaging, it lets you kind of average in your buys at lower levels. So you could actually reverse it and look at dollar cost selling, in the other way around, that you don't sell everything at one because you never know what the top is going to be, right? So you start selling bits and pieces so that you'll never get the exact top, but you will get a good enough price for your Bitcoin when it's at the peak, right? So the idea being that you are selling when you are able to sell and not when you are margin call and forced to sell, right?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Hey, Shub, yesterday you and I were talking about Openclaw, correct?
Yeah, that's big news, right? There's so
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
excitement.
So I want to tell you about a friend of mine or someone I know. His name is Nick
I'm just trying out
Slaney.
Cloud for the first time now.
Antoine, what happened to you, dude? You just went out of action there
Yeah,
for.
I'm just kind of like tired and working all day. I don't know how long I'm going to last on the stream. So
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I appreciate you putting in the effort. Yeah, maybe we should just want to bring this one to a close. But I want to tell you something, Shub. So check this out. So this is called OriBot. Okay, OriBot. OriBot has been doing a lot lately. Try OriBot for free. So I don't know if I told you about this, but this is built on OpenClaw. And what you do is you essentially, oh, there's like music. I'm gonna just put the music down. What you do is you have, let's say, a WhatsApp group with the boys. You add Ori to it, and Ori will like roast the boys and do funny things. And in this case here, they're like, hey, Ori, what is it? They're betting on a football game, and Ori is Bitcoin Lightning enabled.
Wow.
So they're actually using Bitcoin, and they're like, "Hey, Ori, whip up a prediction market," and Ori whips up a prediction market just for the boys. Boom, and settles. Okay, and anything else? So it's a essentially now imagine OpenClaw meets Bitcoin.
Right. Wow.
Crazy, no?
Yeah. So
Crazy.
this
So
is live on WhatsApp. You said we can download it. Like we can add Ori to the WhatsApp.
I think if you just go to ori.bot, I see it here, or ORI
Ori.com.
dot bot, you can probably figure it out from there. But
Okay.
it's one of those, cool things, right? That's happening at the intersection of AI and Bitcoin. And yeah, man, I'm really intrigued by this stuff right now. Let me know when the next few meetups are down in Toronto. I definitely want to go. Anton, we should go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antoine, what's your thoughts in terms of either Bitcoin or anything else going on in your space? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
I'm just obsessed with block space. That's what I'm called, block space burn. So
Oh,
I've got my
okay.
website block.space. I'm building it now using OpenClaw but have you guys been like, is everyone's like been spending a lot on this? Because it seems to be pretty expensive. I kind of just blew through $50. I tried to change the model name. I don't know. If you guys have any
Oh, you
experience.
have to be careful. You have to be
Yeah.
very careful with that. Yes, yes. If you
Mhm.
if you connect Claude or something, you will die. There's examples of people online that spend like thousands of dollars a day on Claude. So you have to be very, and yeah, I blew through my Claude account. So the play there is, in my view,
Mm.
uh,
Deep sea
is
or something.
no, listen to this one. Open router.
Yeah, I'm using Open Router. I am, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
But
Then you're
I
set. Okay, listen. So in OpenWriter, there's a auto, and it will auto select
oh, the auto.
the
Okay.
the one of myriad, right? Any, like if it
Okay, I'm
needs
going to use the auto
ChatGPT
router.
Codex,
Okay,
it'll
good
use it. If it
advice.
needs Claude, it'll use that. If it can do it with DeepSeek, but most of the times it'll do it with Gemini, one of the cheap ones, right? Like fractions and fractions of a penny.
All right, I'm using the
Kini,
auto router.
that's the play. Yeah. And then you can even
Good
within
advice. Thank
Open
you.
Router, you can choose, like you can say, oh, just always optimize for cheap or optimize for best or whatever. But that I think is like the play essentially. Um, but what a great time to be alive. I gotta play with it more. Are you so Shubs,
So that's
what's your
cool.
angle? Yeah.
I don't feel so bad now that you mentioned that some people spend thousands of dollars per day. I
50
personally
bucks
do
sounds
$5.
Oh,
reasonable.
dude, $50 is nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're good. You're
Well,
good.
yeah, but like $50 might not be nothing, but like for 1 hour session, it's kind of like surprising. But
Okay, I'm gonna rename our thing to Bitcoin plus OpenClaw.
and $50 is not nothing for a lot of people. So I'm just curious
Oh
how many
yeah,
were.
good, very good point. Very good point. It's yeah, it depends on the person. It's all perspective. But Antoine, tell us about Blockspace. What's new in the world of Blockspace?
Yeah, I mean, look. Okay, so I'm doing a meetup on Monday. It's called for Bitcoin Day meetup. It's called Block Space Value Theory.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm calling it.
What's it called? Blockspace dot?
The website is called block.space, but it's not finished yet, so it's not really. There's only like a
Okay.
temporary page on there. But block space value theory uh, is basically the idea that when you tokenize, say, Bitcoin block space, those block space tokens will have value proportional to the amount of block space used. And the value of those block space tokens will go up and down with transaction fees. That's block space value theory. So if you try and make inscriptions and try to make as large inscriptions as possible, or try to mint as many Rune tokens or BRC20 tokens as possible, and then you measure how much block space it used, like the value of those tokens will will go up and down with the price of transaction fees. Even though it's used block space, even though you can't change it, it's just like a limited commodity currency. I think you can just measure it in kilobytes. So you can just say I have X number of kilobytes, and that is just like a limited currency on Bitcoin. It's almost like a secondary currency on Bitcoin. It's just kilobytes.
Why would you need a secondary currency? What's the background?
Why would you need it? It's not a question of why would you need it. It's a question of it exists. Will it be valuable? That's it. So it's not like a question of, oh, somebody has to say, I need this for it to exist, you know? Like, does the earth need like every type of rock? I don't know. Some of them just exist. But yeah, that's block space value theory.
Okay.
And so if you believe in it, then you can just mint as many large inscriptions as you can while it's cheap. And right now, the fact is, it's extremely cheap on Bitcoin. So you can fill up a whole block for $90 right now. A whole Bitcoin block. There's only 1 million Bitcoin blocks right now. The size of the Bitcoin blockchain is 720 gigabytes. So if you want to mint like 0.1% of the entire blockchain, that's only like 720 megabytes. So it's only going to take you about like 190 blocks or something like that. So 190 times $100 is like $19,000. So it literally costs you about $19,000 to get 190 blocks to basically own like 0.1% of the Bitcoin blockchain in block space tokens.
I have two questions here. One is, you were worried about the $50.
Sorry, I might have gotten the math a little bit wrong on that. Sorry, but it is ridiculous. Yeah.
Is this kind of when you're filling up the block space with data, which is not like, it could be any data, you said, right? It's not meant to be anything meaningful. I mean, does that kind of increase the cost of storage for other folks in terms of now they have to add that much extra storage to carry those new blocks which got added to the space?
You mean for the nodes?
Yes.
Well, right now the blockchain is it's only 720 gigabytes, and it grows at a very slow rate because you can only add 4 megabytes maximum. Now all the Bitcoin blocks are already full, so if I put data in the blocks are not getting more full because of me. However, there's a nuance, which that if I do inscriptions, this doesn't apply to runes and BRC20 tokens, but inscriptions, you take advantage of the SegWit discount. So you can fill up a block with 4 megabytes. Normally it's like 1.6 or something. So you are, in effect, growing the blockchain twice as fast if it's full of inscriptions.
Yeah, Juan.
But other than that, no, like you're not growing the blockchain by that much just by doing this. Like it's not having a huge effect in terms of amount of node size. Like the Bitcoin blockchain is growing anyways, so you're not growing it that much faster.
So Antoine, earlier you were saying that $50 towards the Openclaw was expensive, but now you're talking $19,000 to its filling a space which potentially has no value other than a rock, right? So
think about it, like it's expensive, but you have to think in terms of relative price, right? Like you can't just think in terms of like dollars for like, oh, this is how many lunches I can buy with, or how many months of rent or whatever. Like you have to think of it in terms of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what is it right now? Market cap.
I think 2 trillion.
2 trillion. So like I'm not gonna say, like don't think of it in terms of dollars. Think of it in terms of Bitcoin. Okay. It costs 0.2 Bitcoin. That's like not a lot, right? Yeah. 0.2 Bitcoin in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Pretty insignificant.
Yes. How much is $50 in Bitcoin?
0.2 because the price of Bitcoin is down now, so it'll be more like 0.3. Yeah.
Sunny, you were talking about the Openclaw now controlling more. The thing I saw on your screen, you were showing a Twitter. What was that?
Well, I mean, I changed the title for our show to Bitcoin plus OpenClaw.
So AI agents
Uh,
now own more Bitcoin than 90% of humans. So that's wild.
you should
Let me
probably
put it
get
this
some.
way.
And yeah.
If you spend 1 Bitcoin, which is 1/21 millionth of the
Oh no.
Bitcoin supply, you can get 2 GB, which is like 1/400th of the block space supply. So you can trade 1/21 millionth for 1/400th of
Right.
between two currencies supplies. That's the way to
Hey,
look at it.
hey, Troy, what's up, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
How's it going?
I'm in
We're
Hawaii
just.
chilling.
Oh, nice. Living the
Yeah.
life. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah. What are you talking about? OpenClaw?
I just renamed. We're just messing around, not doing a whole lot. But I just renamed the title to Bitcoin plus OpenClaw because we were talking about it. And
I mean,
then
that's what I'm
yeah,
into, dude. Everyone's
yeah.
setting up their OpenClaws. I'm talking like it's crazy.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so
Is
much fun.
it?
I feel like a kid, dude. It's great. It's great.
It's
It's so
next
awesome.
level, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Was it hard for you
yeah.
guys to set up?
No, no.
I heard you need to use
It's not.
terminal and stuff.
Yeah, I use
Yeah,
terminal
but
to set it up, yeah.
yeah, but
Okay,
dude,
it's
to
not. You
use
guys are
wait, hold on.
engineers, okay? It's
No,
okay.
but
No,
once you
wait, no,
once
no,
you
no.
set it up, then you can use it to set up 10 more.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on.
I'm
Wait,
kidding.
wait. Gotta do it, Troy. At terminal, I get your fear, but
Yeah, it's
there
not
is
that.
no more fear. Why? I'll tell you why. It's called
Yeah.
Claude, Screenshot
Yeah,
Claude.
yeah,
You just feed it into
exactly.
Claude,
Really?
ask it, and
Yeah,
Claude will give
Sunny's
you,
right. Yeah,
and it'll say years like,
that's literally
dude,
what I do.
engineers are being exposed. They're being exposed. Copy, and then you paste it in the terminal and hit enter. And then it'll give you an error. Screenshot Claude, copy pasta, copy, and that's it. Rinse and repeat. You're good.
Next level.
Okay.
If
Yeah. Anybody can figure it out, but it's just like pushing buttons. OpenClaw AI agents now own more Bitcoin than 90% of humans. The singularity is having babies. An OpenClaw AI agent spawned a child bot on a VPS provisioned via the Bitcoin Lightning Network, then bought its offspring AI API access using its own crypto wallet without a human touching a credit card or saying yes. What the API provider confirmed, this is the first documented case of an AI agent purchasing credits from us autonomously. That's wild. That's wild. No, and then right
hold on,
before this,
you guys are freezing up. 1 second. 1 second.
oh yeah, this guy's in Hawaii, and
Who's that
he's
guy?
like,
I want to follow. I want to follow.
oh, who's that dude? I have no idea. That's a good point.
Brandon.
Brand BTC.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. This guy gets a follow, right? Okay, there we go. So yeah, running BTC Inc. Hello. Oh,
I just saw
okay.
something that says
Haven't heard of
OpenClaw
it.
now has a BSV wallet faucet. Some random shit. Bitcoin Satoshi's vision.
Anyway, Shubs, what happened, man? You guys are disappearing on me here.
Do we have any viewers, Sonny?
Yeah, right now we have 9,000.
9,000 viewers? Oh, they must be AI cloud
No,
bots.
this is 9, but I'm pretty sure that's a typo.
Oh, okay.
It's not 9 million.
But dude, like I said, this morning I did a show with Rajat, and we had, I don't remember, but it was like almost 200. And it was, I think only 20 or so showed up from my side. It was all him. But yeah, these things can get big. And anyways, I'm just trying to like, I don't know, work my live streaming muscles. This feels like it's an important skill to have in this age that we're entering, staying connected with like-minded individuals. And yeah, and we'll grow this thing. I think there's a lot of people that would join this, like easily 10, 15 people, just having, conversations online. Cool, guys.
Sunny,
Yeah,
what's your handle on Twitter?
Sunny Ray. I just got that. Elon,
Sunny Ray?
and team gave it to me. Yeah, Sunny Ray, my name, SUNNY and then RAY.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you were saying something, I cut you off.
Oh, not a whole lot. I guess we can bring this one to an end. I know not many people showed up from our side. We're hoping more people would, but maybe next week.
That was a fun conversation. Absolutely.
It was fun. Again, yeah, exactly. I think just like meetups, you know how with meetups we just do them anyways, whether people show up or not,
Yeah.
and eventually everyone shows up, as you guys have seen in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm getting a similar vibe with this live streaming and maybe spaces. Maybe spaces might be a better play on the weekend, yeah, because it's more like voice, more people could just tune out and tune in. But I really like live stream. I think it's interesting that you can be, you know, just with a bunch of friends just chatting and there's other people tuning in. Maybe they're by themselves, maybe they're not, but they can just listen in, they can chat. It's a really cool vibe and it just seems like the way of the future. So I've been doing a lot of it, like just professionally, like, you know, interviewing, like I probably had 5 live streams today, Shabs.
Wow.
Or maybe 3 or 4 actually. This will probably be the 5th. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of it, but I think it's important. Yeah. Like, I mean, the fact that you can press a button and show up on people's like pocket,
Right.
like, think of how much money you people pay to go to conferences, fly here, fly there, pay for Google ads. But all you have to do is just live stream and you're like right at the
Yo,
top.
listen,
And then all these
Victoria,
companies will, what? Oh, that's Antoine talking to himself again.
sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Anyways, but we don't have to drag this one out, guys. I know it's Friday night. People have
Yeah.
lives, but we'll try it again next week. Yeah, we'll try to get more guys. Last week, like I said, we had about 6 or 7 of us, and it was pretty fun. But thank
I
you,
think
Shad,
we
for
can
joining.
schedule it in advance so that people know that it's coming up rather than like last minute.
Every Friday at 9.
Yeah, I don't see it on your feed. Like if it's kind of tagged in advance, then people can
Yeah,
know.
that's a good idea. We should tell people.
Yes.
What an idea.
Right.
What an
Absolutely.
idea.
Yeah.
Hey, and
Awesome, man.
Shubs, I like the idea about the AI course. Well, obviously I liked it because I built the website for it, but
Yes.
it would be nice to bring that to life.
Absolutely. Let's make that happen. We can kick it off with a local crowd, like a smaller one, to launch it
Yeah,
and then blow it up big time. I think that's a fantastic idea.
cool. All right, thank you for the handful of people. Thanks, Mom, for tuning in. No, I'm kidding. She's in India. She's totally not watching us. But anyways, thanks for those people who tuned in. We'll
Absolutely.
check in next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good week.